Chill English Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the one and only Chill English Podcast. My name is Alex.
And I'm Chloe. It's so great to be with you all again today. We're here to make your English learning journey as relaxed and enjoyable as a nice cup of coffee on a rainy day.
That's a perfect description, Chloe. And speaking of situations that are often not so relaxed, today we're tackling a topic that I know many of our listeners have requested. We're talking about business meetings.
Meetings. Just the word can make you feel a little stressed. You're sitting around a table, everyone is sharing big ideas, and you have an opinion. You really do. But you're not sure how to say it. You don't want to sound too simple, like, yes, I agree, but you also don't want to sound rude if you disagree. It's tricky.
It is incredibly tricky. The fear of saying the wrong thing can make us silent, and then we lose the opportunity to share our valuable ideas. That's why this episode is so important. Today, we're going to give you 6 key phrases, powerful, polite, and professional phrases that will help you sound smart and confident when you agree and disagree in meetings.
This is exactly what I need. So we're not just learning to say, I agree or I disagree, right? We're learning to do it with style.
Precisely. We're moving from a B1 level of simple agreement to a more B2 level of nuanced professional communication. By the end of this episode, you'll have the tools to express yourself clearly and politely, making you a more effective and respected team member.
I'm ready. My notebook is open. Let's get started.
All right, Chloe. Let's imagine we're in a marketing meeting for a new brand of sparkling water. The team leader, Mark, has just suggested a new marketing slogan, water but bubbly. I turn to you and say, I think Mark's idea to keep the slogan simple is the right strategy. It's easy to remember. How would you agree with me?
My first instinct is to just say, I agree with you. It's correct, but it sounds a bit flat, a bit boring.
It is correct, but we can definitely make it sound more collaborative and professional. For example, you could say, I'm on the same page.
Hold on a second, Alex. I'm on the same page? Like in a book? What does that mean exactly?
That's an excellent question. It's a very common idiom. When you say, I'm on the same page, it means you understand and agree with what the other person is thinking or proposing. It's like you are both reading from the same script or the same page of a book. It implies alignment and shared understanding.
I see. So it's a warmer, more collaborative way to say I agree. It sounds like we're a team. So if you say, I think we should focus on social media advertising first, I can reply, definitely, I'm on the same page. It's the best way to reach our target audience.
Exactly. You've used it perfectly. It shows that you're not just agreeing, but that your thinking is aligned with mine. It's a fantastic phrase for teamwork.
I love it. Okay, what's next? What if I agree, but maybe not 100%? Or if I think someone's idea is good, but not perfect?
A great scenario. This is where nuance is important. Let's say your colleague Sarah says, we should spend our entire budget on a big TV commercial. It will reach millions of people. You might think it's a good idea to reach many people, but you're worried about the cost. Instead of just agreeing or disagreeing, you could say, that's a fair point.
That's a fair point. Okay, let's deconstruct that. Fair means reasonable or just. So by saying this, am I saying your idea is reasonable and I accept it?
Almost. You are acknowledging that their idea has merit. You're saying, what you've said is logical, and I understand why you think that. It's a sign of respect. You are validating their contribution. But the beautiful thing about this phrase is what can come after it. It's often used as a bridge to introduce your own, slightly different perspective.
Ooh, so it's a soft way to prepare them for a but?
Precisely. You could say, that's a fair point that a TV commercial will reach millions, but have we considered the cost per person compared to digital ads? See how polite that is? You showed respect for the original idea before adding your own concern.
That is so much better than saying, but that's too expensive. It makes the other person feel heard. Okay, so I could say, my teammate thinks we should finish the project by Friday, which is very fast. I can say, that's a fair point that we need to finish it quickly, but I'm concerned about the quality if we rush it.
A perfect example, Chloe. You're already using it like a pro. You see, you're not just disagreeing, you're building on the conversation. Okay, I feel like I'm ready to agree with anything now. Give me one more for strong agreement. What if I think someone's idea is absolutely brilliant?
Ah, for those moments of genius. Let's go back to our meeting. Someone is struggling to describe our target customer. They say, we're not selling to everyone, we're selling to young, health-conscious professionals who are active on social media. And you think, yes, that's exactly it. In that moment, you can say, you've hit the nail on the head.
Wow, that's a very visual idiom. You've hit the nail on the head. So you're imagining a hammer hitting a nail perfectly?
That's the exact meaning. It means you are precisely 100% correct. It's a very strong and enthusiastic way to show agreement. You use it when someone has not just a good idea, but has perfectly articulated the core of the issue.
So it's more powerful than just, I agree completely.
Much more. It carries a feeling of, finally, someone said it perfectly. It's a great way to give someone a compliment on their insight, while also showing your strong agreement. For example, if I said, the problem isn't our product, it's our boring packaging, you could respond,
I could say, Alex, you've hit the nail on the head. That's what I've been thinking too. Oh, I like that. It sounds very confident. Okay, so for agreeing, we have, I'm on the same page, that's a fair point, and you've hit the nail on the head. My brain is absorbing this.
Fantastic. I'm glad we're on the same page about the usefulness of these phrases. But now we must venture into the dark forest of disagreement. This is where things get really sensitive.
I'm a little scared. I hate disagreeing with people. I always feel like I'm going to start an argument.
And that is a very common feeling. The key is to disagree with the idea, not the person. Our language can help us do that. So let's say I propose something you don't agree with. I say, I think we should change our company logo to a bright pink color. It's bold.
Okay, bright pink. My immediate thought is, no, that's a terrible idea. But I can't say that.
You definitely cannot say that. Instead, you can soften it with a very gentle phrase like, I see things a bit differently.
I see things a bit differently. Let's break it down. It's very indirect. You're not saying you're wrong. You're saying my perspective is different from yours.
Exactly. It frames the disagreement as a matter of perspective, not a matter of right versus wrong. It's collaborative. It opens the door for discussion. After you say it, you can then calmly explain your perspective.
So I could say, I see things a bit differently. Our brand is known for being calm and natural, and I think a bright pink logo might not align with that image.
Perfect. It's respectful, calm, and focuses on the business reasons, not your personal taste. It invites me to consider your perspective without feeling attacked. A fantastic and safe phrase for general disagreement.
I feel more relaxed already. Okay, what if I don't totally disagree, but I'm just not sure about an idea? I have doubts.
Another excellent and very common situation. Let's say your manager says, "We're going to launch this new feature in 2 weeks." And you, as the engineer, think that timeline is extremely optimistic and probably impossible.
Right. I can't just say, that's impossible, especially to my manager.
Correct. That would be too direct and could sound negative. Instead, you can express your doubt politely by saying, "I'm not entirely convinced that," followed by the point of doubt.
I'm not entirely convinced that. Ooh, entirely is a key word there, isn't it? It means I'm not 100% sure, so it leaves room for me to be persuaded.
Precisely. It signals doubt and a need for more information or discussion rather than outright rejection. It makes you sound thoughtful and analytical. You could say to your manager, "I'm not entirely convinced that we can complete all the testing in just 2 weeks. Could we look at the timeline again?"
That's so smart. It turns a confrontation into a request for collaboration. It says, help me understand why you think this is possible. So if a colleague suggests using a new, untested software for a major project, I could say, I'm not entirely convinced that's the most reliable option at this stage.
You've got it. It's a polite way to raise a red flag and ask for more proof or discussion. It shows you're thinking critically. Now, I have one final phrase for disagreeing. This one is a bit more formal and should be used carefully.
Ooh, a special one. I'm ready.
Imagine you are in a very formal meeting, perhaps with a senior executive. They propose an idea that you strongly believe is a mistake. You need to show respect for their position, but you also feel a duty to voice your serious concern. You can use the phrase, "with all due respect."
With all due respect. I have heard this in movies. It always sounds very serious.
It is serious. Due respect means the amount of respect that someone deserves. So the phrase literally means, "I want to give you the respect you deserve, and now I am going to say something that may sound like I am challenging you." It's a very clear signal that a strong disagreement is coming.
So you wouldn't use this with a close colleague in a casual brainstorming session.
Probably not. It would be too formal. You would use it when the stakes are high and there's a clear hierarchy. For example, the CEO says, "We are cutting the training budget by 50%. You could say, "With all due respect, sir, I believe cutting the budget that much will severely impact our team's ability to perform."
Wow, that is a powerful sentence. It's very brave, but the phrase makes it sound respectful. You're showing that you know your place, but your point is too important to stay silent.
That's the perfect analysis, Chloe. It's a formal tool for a formal and serious situation. It's polite, but it is also very direct in its intention. And you know, that's a fair point you made about it sounding brave. It often takes courage to use it.
I see what you did there. You brought back one of our phrases. Okay, this has been incredibly helpful. My confidence is already higher.
All right. Before we put this all into practice, let's do a quick recap of the 6 core phrases we learned today. Chloe, do you want to try and list them out?
Yes, let's see if I can remember. For agreeing, we had the one about being on the same book page, right? I'm on the same page for when we agree and have a shared understanding.
Excellent. What was the second one for agreeing? The one for acknowledging someone's good point?
Oh, right. That's a fair point. This is for when you think their idea is reasonable and you can use it as a bridge to add your own idea.
Perfect. And the last one for strong, enthusiastic agreement?
The hammer one. You've hit the nail on the head. For when someone says something that is exactly right.
3 out of 3. Fantastic. Now for the tricky ones, disagreeing politely. What was the gentle, all-purpose phrase?
The one about perspective. I see things a bit differently. It's soft and non-confrontational.
Exactly. And the one for when you have doubts or need more information.
I'm not entirely convinced that this one is great because it opens a discussion instead of shutting it down.
Spot on. And finally, the formal, serious one for disagreeing with a superior.
With all due respect, the one you say for important moments.
You've got them all. Amazing job, Chloe. Now, are you ready to see how these sound in a real conversation?
Yes, let's do a mini role play.
Great, I'm on the same page. Let's set the scene. We are 2 colleagues, and we're in a meeting discussing how to improve employee wellness at our company. I'll start. Okay, team. For our new wellness initiative, I propose we give everyone a free gym membership. It's simple, it promotes fitness, and it's a clear benefit.
That's a fair point, David. A gym membership is definitely a great perk, and it would encourage exercise. But I'm wondering if it helps everyone. Some people might not live near the gym or might prefer other activities like yoga or hiking.
I see your point, but the gym offers a lot of options. Classes, weights, a swimming pool. It seems like the most efficient way to cover the most people.
I understand the logic, but I see things a bit differently. I think wellness is about more than just physical fitness. It's also about mental health, stress reduction, and flexibility.
So, what are you suggesting instead?
I was thinking, what if we gave employees a monthly wellness stipend, a flexible budget they can use for whatever wellness means to them? It could be a gym, a meditation app, art classes, anything.
A wellness stipend. That sounds complicated to manage. And how do we ensure they're spending it on wellness? I'm not entirely convinced that people wouldn't just use it to buy pizza.
I understand the concern. We could provide a list of approved vendors and services. By giving people choice, we empower them to take control of their own well-being. I believe it would be more inclusive and have a bigger impact on overall morale.
More inclusive and a bigger impact on morale. You know, Sophie, you hit the nail on the head. The goal isn't just to get people to exercise, it's to make them feel valued and supported. A flexible stipend does that much better than a one-size-fits-all gym membership. I think your idea is much better.
Great. I'm glad we're on the same page now.
And scene. Chloe, that was brilliant. You used 5 of our phrases so naturally.
Wow, that felt so much more productive and professional than just saying, no, I don't like the gym idea. I really felt like we were collaborating, not arguing. These phrases really work.
They absolutely do. They are the difference between a conversation that goes nowhere and a conversation that leads to better ideas. And that is the whole point of a meeting. And that, unfortunately, is all the time we have for today. We hope you feel more prepared and confident for your next English meeting.
Remember, the goal isn't just to speak English, it's to communicate effectively. These phrases are your secret weapons to do just that. They help you show respect, build relationships, and share your ideas with confidence.
Well said, Chloe. And now we have a challenge for our wonderful listeners. We want you to practice. Your call to action for this week is
In the comment section on our website or social media, tell us about a situation where you could use one of these phrases. You don't have to share private company details, of course.
Yes, for example, you could write, "My team was discussing a project deadline. My boss suggested we finish it in 1 week. I wanted to say, with all due respect, I'm not entirely convinced that's possible without more resources."
That's a perfect example. We would love to read your scenarios and see how you use these phrases. It's the best way to make sure you remember them.
Thank you so much for chilling with us today. If you found this episode helpful, please consider leaving a review and hitting that subscribe or follow button so you never miss an episode.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and keep it chill.
Bye, everyone.